DIY or Die, Walker Vapor Group LLC, or any of its associates do not condone nor encourage the use of nicotine, vapor products, or any mood-altering substances without the explicit consent of a physician. The content viewable on this channel is strictly for entertainment purposes only and not meant to be seen as informational or educational. Must be 21 years or older to view these materials.
Silky beat. Hey, what is up, mixers? Welcome back to another glorious episode of the MIXINVIXENS. My name is Emily, also known as mlNikon. Let's say hello to our other vixens, shall we? First up, Rin. How you doing, Rin? Hello, hello.
Hey.
Hey, and we've got Jen, TheJuiceFairy.
How's everybody doing?
Hi, Jen. And last but not least, we've got the lovely Lumi. How you feeling, Lumi?
Hi, peachy.
Hey, all right. How was everyone's weekend?
It was pretty good.
Yeah, good.
My weekend was pretty good too. That's a little bit uneventful. I'm at a dinner tonight at some friends' houses, and I told them I can't disappoint, so I need to use your Wi-Fi. Brought my laptop and everything.
That's dedication. Much love. I appreciate that. I had a pretty chill weekend. Didn't really do much. Did some last minute holiday things, but watched some Christmas movies with the fam. And yeah, that's about it.
I ended up doing some very last minute Christmas shopping today.
Is it crazy up there?
Well, it's raining like hell. And over here, if it rains, nobody leaves the house, right? So I was counting on that because even I was like, oh man, I don't want to get out in that muddy mess. But I got in my car, went out, and I just needed to go. I had already ordered online for Target drive up pickup, and they delivered my stuff. And I had some shoes that I needed to go pick up that I also ordered online. But then I saw that I wanted some rainbow sandals. And I saw online that they had them, but my order was already ready and I'm not going to drive back into town tomorrow. So I walked inside and grabbed them and walked out. So, I mean, it was just my last minute because once I wrapped all the gifts, I was like, oh man, this is very uneven. One person has a lot more than the other. So I go get some things.
So you get it going, yeah.
It's just little things, but it's still the opening up. Like my husband is probably going to be like, soap. Yeah, so but the kids, it was the kids, and I have two that are in college. So setting them, I mean, I really honestly thought about buying a pack of toilet paper, paper towels, soap, laundry soap, and wrapping that shit up because I'm gonna end up buying it for them anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say they probably would love that.
Yeah, it'll save them from having to buy the stuff with their money.
Exactly. It sounds like a great college kid Christmas gift to me. So, all right. So as you guys can see from the picture there in the corner, we did toast this week. What the heck? First of all, who submitted this crap? And second of all, who let James pick this crap?
I think it was Dave.
Who wants to vape toast? Like, come on.
It was good old Dave, and then Friction selected
Of course it was Dave. Damn you, COVID-idiot, for picking toast.
Well, I just thought I saw, the inspiration to the Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah, sure. I actually went legit and did authentic toast, and it's actually not bad. I actually am not mad at it at all. So
Mr. Lumi is going crazy to grab this off of me as soon as the show is done. So
Yeah.
I think I did pretty well.
Well, Max says he wants a vape toast, so stay tuned, and after the episode, you'll have some recipes to mix up and vape. You guys have fun with it? Do you guys enjoy doing mixing this up?
Not
I
really.
was kind of losing my shit over it. I was like, I can't submit a recipe with just 2 flavors because I thought of it and I was making it way too simple. And I was like, what do I do?
Why
What do I
not? You can do that. Just add sweetener in, and it would have been 3 ingredients.
Yeah, there you go. You know, sometimes simple is better. Sometimes simple is better for sure. All right,
Well,
well,
I found a third one.
you found a third one. All right. I think I'm gonna go first. I just want to go first this time. Is that cool with you guys?
No.
Do it. Let's
All
do
right.
this.
All right. So of course I used Wonder Flavors bread in parentheses butter toast. I heard that Real Flavors baked bread is really good, but I didn't want to use it. A, because I don't think I have it, and B, like, who knows if you can get it anymore since Real Flavors kind of doesn't exist anymore. And so I did that at 0.75% because I'm telling you, you go 1% or higher, and it gets way yeasty, and it gets like real like burnt tasting to me anyway. It's real dark, but just 0.75% to me is perfect. And then I did 3% Capella cinnamon sugar. To me, it's like the stuff you shake out. Like it's actual like cinnamon and sugar, like a bakery cinnamon and like sugar. It's pretty good. And then I did 1% cookie butter because I wanted butter in the recipe, and it's like the most real kind of butter flavor there is, and it's like a bakery butter, if that makes sense. You know, like it's an additive for cookies and like bakeries. So I thought this would go perfect. So I did 1% of that. And then I did 1.5% Vape Train raw sugar because to me, raw sugar by Vape Train is a little like gritty, you know, like it has a little of that raw sugar kind of flavor to it, and I just wanted to accentuate that. Because I don't know about y'all, but I put so much cinnamon sugar on my toast that I can feel it between my teeth. Like I'm crunching on that shit, you know.
I don't even eat cinnamon toast.
And then I did 0.2% of Rich cinnamon, just to boost Capella cinnamon sugar. Because I mean, let's face it, that's the best cinnamon there is. It's delicious, and I wanted it in here. So that's my mix.
So what does it taste like? Do you like it?
It tastes like freaking cinnamon sugar toast. Like it's pretty darn authentic. And yeah, I like it. Like I'm not huge into cinnamon vape, so like it's not something I'm gonna vape all the time, but it's pretty good. I like it, and it's very authentic. Like I kind of get the dark, like toasted bread flavor in there, and of course I get the cinnamon and the sugar and the butter, and it just all comes together pretty darn good.
Very good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I feel like it
Who
would
wants to
probably
go
make a good cookie too. Could be
What's that?
switched. I said I feel like it would probably make a good cookie too. Like if you swap out.
Oh yeah, like a
toast.
snickerdoodle or yeah, I think you're right.
So what would you swap out to make that into a cookie?
I probably would
toast.
take out the toast, and I would put in either like Jungle Flavors cookie, or even like Wonder Flavor sugar cookie would be good with this, or Capella sugar cookie.
Right.
It'd be a perfect snickerdoodle.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can go next because mine's pretty simple.
All right.
I tried to make it extra bougie, but I just wasn't feeling it.
It's hard to play this up, you know, like.
Yeah. So I also use the butter toast from Wonder Flavors, and I will concur that it does get very yeasty even at just 1%. It was a little too much, so I backed it down to half of that. because my other flavors are kind of minimal. And I did 0.5% of baked apple by SSA as kind of like a apple jelly or
Ooh,
a jam.
apple butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then cinnamon sugar by Capella at 0.25% because I just wanted a little bit of a spice note to go with the apple.
So how much cinnamon do you get at just 0.25%? You actually get cinnamon?
I mean, I do, but I'm pretty sensitive to cinnamon.
True. All right, to me, cinnamon sugar is like you get the cinnamon down low, but to me, it's like the higher you bump it up, the more of the sugar part you get, if that makes sense.
Instead of the cinnamon. Exactly. I get that
Yeah.
too. So when you get it down low, I get more cinnamon than I do the sugar. But the higher you go, then you get a lot of sugar, and it kind of mutes out your cinnamon.
Yeah, kind of like balances the other way. Yeah,
Well, I also vape pretty high VG, so I try to keep sweet stuff down because I don't really vape
that makes
super sweet
sense.
stuff.
Yeah, this looks good. I need to get that SSA baked apple in my life because I heard that it's similar to like Pure Country apple.
Yeah.
Where it's like a baked apple. And you know, we always could use more of that.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, apple filling probably could have worked here too. But then it would just
it
be
would have.
two. Yeah, it'd be 2 flavors again. I was trying to at least do 3. And I was struggling even with that. So
That's funny. Yeah, butter toast and apple filling. Boom. Done.
yep, done.
Yeah. I succeeded at having 4 flavors.
Oh, even Jen had a few flavors. I think I might have had my recipe was the longest recipe out of all of ours. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Jen,
Wait,
you go then.
let me look at mine. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 if you want to count the
Oh, I have 5
candy.
too. So. All right, let's see what you got.
I did. So like I said in the beginning, I pretty much used the cinnamon toast as inspiration for a cinnamon toast crunch. I figured that's what I'm seeing because I'm not doing just cinnamon toast because then I won't vape it. And I already have a hard enough time with cinnamon that I don't vape cinnamon often. So if I have to mix it, I want to go ahead and vape it because I do enjoy it. I just can't vape it for long because of that copper penny taste that I get. And so I'm going to go ahead and go down the list. I did cinnamon swirl from Capella at 2.5%.
Oh, going old school.
I went old school. And 2.5% is perfect for this because I didn't want it to be too crunchy. I wanted it to be
it's a good amount for cinnamon swirl.
Yeah. I used shortbread cookie from SSA to add in some butter notes and some cookie notes into that cinnamon Danish swirl. And then I used maple from FA instead of using butter itself. So pretty much I pictured the toast with a little bit of maple on it and then sprinkled with some cinnamon and then super toasted. And then I used cotton candy to blend it all together to kill some of that copper penny thing and AP to bring in the bread notes higher to make it a little crunchier.
Awesome. I never thought about it. I bet it is good with maple.
Just a touch of maple. If you see, it's only 0.10% just for the flavor because that cinnamon toast crunch, that cinnamon Danish swirl has such a unique, it's so detectable in everything that you have to change it. That's how I changed it, was by adding the maple to it. So then it changes it a bit and gives you a little, you're like, what is that?
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, and that, folks, for that, those who don't know, that SSA shortbread biscuit is really good. It's a good flavor.
Yeah, it's a little bit soft cookie and not crunchy, but the AP fixes that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to say before we move on, there's not much to say about this recipe because, friction and damn Dave, but but I don't know if anybody watched a midweek critique from Wayne. You know that he called the MIXINVIXENS super tasters and low percentage mixers on his show. I wanted to reach through that screen, but I watched it afterwards. I watched it on the replays. I was like,
Well,
he mixed up my milk tart. And
Oh
he
yeah.
was super
The milk
surprised
tart is
by it.
fire. Oh my
Huh?
gosh. Did he like it?
Yeah, he liked it. He
That's a
just
good
said
one.
he would probably double the percentages on
Well, we may be super toast tasters, but he has a dumb palate, so there.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he liked it. He liked it a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one, guys. If you like desserts, mix up Jen's milk tart. It's good. All right. So this is gonna be a short show, guys. We're just speeding through this, and we got Jennifer in someone's house taking over their Wi-Fi, and we have a few people playing along, but it's gonna be a shorter show. So let's just move on, unless there's something else somebody else wants to add. Lumi, why don't you go?
All right. So I too struggled at finding an abundance of making a bougie toast. I also don't like bread tasting things, so this very much limited what I could do. So I tried to go for like a sweet bread thing by using churro by Jungle Flavors, because that right there, it's like a doughy flavor.
Oh yeah, that's a good flavor.
It's fried instead of toasted, but
Yeah.
fuck it. It's got the cinnamon sugar in it, so I used churro by Jungle Flavors at 1.34 to kind of give it more of like a taste that wasn't so fried, to kind of like back up that bread taste. I used 0.76 of classic Belgian waffle by mlNikon. And then I did finally just say screw it. There was a flavor that I remember Fresh was going on about when we first started mixing called Pain Grill by Salubarone.
Which is toast in French.
Yep. So I put that in there. I put it in there at like 0.32. Because I wasn't going balls to the wall with it.
I think that's a great level for that flavor, actually, because like a lot of the bready flavors, you go 1, 2, 3%, and it can get kind of burnt, kind of yeasty, So that looks like it balances with everything else really well.
I'm quite impressed with it. When I gave it to Nick, I was like, what do you taste? Because my taste buds have been a little messed up lately. And he's like, well, the cinnamon's a little light. And I was like, oh, well, I'm pretty sensitive to cinnamon. So for me, it's out there. So if anybody's thinking about mixing this, you might want to add Capella's Silverline cinnamon sugar mix.
Or a touch of rich cinnamon.
Or, yeah.
I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't think about churro by Jungle Flavors, because it's got the cinnamon, it's got the sugar, it's got the dough, it's a good flavor. I bet this is really good. Even I think even with the lighter bit of cinnamon, and going a little bit heavier on the bread part, I think it's pretty good. And the classic Belgian waffle from mlNikon, to me, it doesn't have any maple in it, but it's very butter and dough heavy, which I think is perfect for this.
I like it quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good flavor. It's a good flavor.
Nick is going wild for it, so.
Awesome. 2.42%. That's pretty wild. Just goes to show you don't need a whole bunch of flavors to have a lot of flavor.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Very nice.
Super tasters.
Yeah.
Super tasters. He's just got a weak palate.
Yep.
Oh, that's super sweet.
Yeah.
But, to be fair, he does do a lot of commercial stuff. So he's mixing for most of Americans have a weaker palate, as we did too when we first started vaping.
Yep. That's true. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely started out with a super dumb palate. Weak and needed a lot of flavor.
My God, when I started, M-Type from TFA, I don't even know if they make that anymore. I was vaping that. I think it was at 10% standalone.
Damn.
I can't stand that stuff at 0.10% nowadays.
Wow.
That was crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Yep. Yep. All right. So, like I said, we had a few people play along with us. 4 people, unless there's anyone that submitted in Discord. I didn't even look. But 4 people submitted in our Facebook group. The first one is Amber K. Amber did a cinnamon toast, and she did 2% Wonder Flavors butter toast, 1% TFA brown sugar DX, 0.75% VSO cinnamon, 0.2% Capella golden butter, 2% Wonder Flavor sugar cookie, and 0.5% Capella super sweet. Surprised that Lumi didn't use VSO cinnamon. To be honest, she's up all that VSO life.
I actually haven't tried the VSO cinnamon yet.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, and I haven't really heard anything about it, so I'm not sure what it's like. And Cap Golden Butter though is a good choice as well. It's a pretty good. That's a pretty good butter flavor. And of course, putting brown sugar in it. Yeah, good move. Good move. Very cool. All right. And next up, we've got Jeannie Sims with Vixen Cinnamon Toast. She also did 2% Wonder Flavors bread butter toast, 0.5% Vape Train butter base, 0.25% cinnamon spice by TFA, 1.5% Capella cinnamon sugar, and 0.5% Capella super sweet.
It actually looks pretty good.
I don't think I have ever tried TFA cinnamon spice.
I have. It's spicy.
Is it?
It is spicy. I wouldn't have been able to use it at 0.25%, but that's me because I'm a super taster. But I can see it being 0.25% and letting it steep. I mean, it's spicy, and it's got other spices, not just cinnamon. It's actually got a little bit of a red hot taste to it too. So I mean, the butter base probably helps with that a little bit. The recipe doesn't look bad. It looks pretty decent.
Yeah, and Vape Train butter base, another really good butter flavoring. That I'm sure helps with it. So awesome. Thank you for sharing, Jeannie. Next up, good old Sam. He named his what in the fuck toast? My sentiments exactly, Sam. Alrighty, he did baked bread by Real Flavors at 0.25%, bread butter toast at 2%, butter by TFA at 0.75%, 1.2% Capella cereal 27, 0.5% of Capella cinnamon Danish swirl, 3% Capella cinnamon sugar, and then 0.5% of 101 powdered sugar.
This is a sugar. This is a cinnamon cookie. This is not bread. Sir.
Well, he's got the bread butter toast and the baked bread. I mean, that's.
Well,
I don't know how cookie this is.
And it's one of those biscuits that you buy at the store, the cinnamon Danish, but it's the really yeasty, poofy ones.
Why? Because the cereal 27, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just glad to see someone else not be afraid of cinnamon sugar and use it at 3% like I did.
Yeah, it's good. It looks good. Looks good, but I don't know that it'd be. It's kind of like me, how I did mine is more of a cinnamon toast crunch. I bet you his is more of a bakery than a bread.
I don't know, 2% bread and plus the baked bread by Real Flavors in there.
He wrote in the comments, "Oh, it's bread."
Oh, it's bread.
So, put your money where your mouth is and mix it up.
I'll have to mix it up.
There you go, Jen.
You can't always go by what it looks like.
That's right. Can't judge a book by its cover.
You got to mix it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
At least I know he vaped it because he's able to certify that it's
And
bread.
the cinnamon Danish swirls only is down low, so it's not going to be too pastry like. Wouldn't think, it's just you're just gonna have that bit of cinnamon to boost the Capella cinnamon sugar. So I don't know. I bet it's pretty pretty. All right, next up we've got Darcy82. She did cinnamon swirl waffles. 3% Capella cinnamon Danish swirl. 3.3% Mullenberry Classic Belgian waffle, 0.25% Mixin cream, haven't seen that used in a while, and 0.5% Capella Super Sweet.
Man, I don't care what you want to call this. I'll call it looks good.
Doesn't it? This looks fire. This looks really delicious. You got that cream by Hengson to kind of calm down that metallic cinnamon that you sometimes get with Capella cinnamon Danish swirl. You get the buttery, doughy body of Mullenberry Classic Belgian waffle. Like, this looks really freaking good.
It does look really good. And for somebody like me who has such a hard time vaping cinnamon, all these recipes look so delicious. And it makes me really want to mix them, but then I don't know what they'll steep out to, because I can only take it in little bits. Like the most I can vape at a time is probably 5 mils. And then I have to give it a couple of days and then come back to it again to be able to enjoy it. So I only enjoy it for about 5 mils, but I love it. And it just sucks that I have that problem.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too. Like I like cinnamon, and I like vaping it, but after just a little bit, I just get burnt out on it. And I can't vape it for very long if I want to enjoy it.
It's almost like it brings out that cardboard note in the bakeries for me too.
Mm-hmm.
Not just the metallic. I get cardboard also, which sucks because all of this recipe looks really good, and I can't.
It does.
Even if I mix it, it'll be a few days before I can vape it.
Yeah. If you mix it, you have to let me know, because I might have to mix this too. It looks good. But then again, like I said, I don't like cinnamon enough to have like multiple cinnamon mixes.
I think the reason I got excited is because the only recipe that has the cream in it also.
Yeah.
I thought about adding a cream to mine, and it just reminded me, and I don't know why this happens, but like where everybody's like always like, oh, we gotta go out and get your butter, your milk, and your bread whenever you start to get a bad storm, so you can have those milk bread sandwiches. I can't tell you how many times I've almost put milk on my bread.
I've never put milk on my bread. That is so weird.
You've never heard it's that milk bread sandwich thing. It's a Virginia and North Carolina thing. We call it milk bread sandwiches because whenever it snows here, it doesn't snow often enough. It does snow, but it's like everything stops, right? So everybody runs to the store and they buy up all the milk, kind of like the toilet paper thing with COVID. They buy up all the milk and all the bread, and you can't find anything. You're like, what the hell are you going to do with milk and bread? And that's all you've got.
French toast if you got eggs too, I guess.
Yeah, but if you lose power, what are you doing with milk? Come on.
Well, in the winter, it's no problem. You just stick it in the snow. But when there's a hurricane, what do they do with that? Because they do the same thing with a hurricane, milk and bread.
That's weird.
It used to be a thing in Connecticut too, but for some reason it always just pops in my head when I'm making a sandwich. So I'll just be sitting there like milk bread sandwich. And then next thing you know, I'm reaching for the milk and I'm like, no.
So what, you soak the milk in the bread?
No, I haven't done it. It's just I've almost accidentally have done it because it's in my brain.
It's a song. It's just a joke. It's a joke.
Oh, okay.
People from the South will understand.
All right. But it's not a thing that you actually.
Not really a thing, no.
Okay. All right.
The two do not really go together. I think that people just get bread so they can have peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. They don't want to run out of bread, and then they buy milk so that they can make snow cream.
So they can make what?
Snow cream?
I thought that's what you said. Snow cream.
You've never heard of snow cream?
No.
I haven't heard of snow cream.
What?
What is snow cream?
So whenever it snows here, we take a bucket. We take we take something, a pot, a big soup pot or whatever, and we set it outside so that it can catch fresh snow. And when it's full of snow the next day, and it packs in, you take some milk, you make sure it's really, really cold in the freezer, and you add sugar and a little bit of vanilla to it, and then you pour it into the container that you've got your fresh snow in, and you make ice cream out of it.
Huh. Okay.
It's something the kids like to make. It's just giving the kids, you tell them, go get me some snow. And we make snow cream, snow ice cream.
Sure.
Too afraid to eat outdoor snow. It was a good thing when you were a child, but nowadays I don't trust eating anything that's outside on the ground.
Well, it's not on the ground. I usually collect it in a pot, and I put the pot on top of my car so that it's over the car.
Yeah, but think about it. How many of those little snow clouds are traveling over like a chemical plants and all that?
You're collecting it straight from the sky, though, Libby. If you stick it out,
I'm still convinced that if it goes over like a little smokestack, that cloud is now.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me you've never ran in the beach when it's thunder and lightning and raining, and then stuck your head up and stuck your tongue out and caught rain in your mouth?
No.
I love running at the beach when it's
I used
storming.
to when I was little. I would go out and lick snow. Not anymore, though.
Well, I'm
Never
not
did the
licking
rain
snow
thing.
that's on the ground. Never eat the yellow snow.
oh God.
But never chased after rain, especially like where I went to the beach in Rhode Island. Whenever it was getting stormy, you leave the beach. You don't run around with your mouth out.
We don't care. We don't care. It's fun. It's fun. I mean, so what do you think surfers do? They go out there when this super high surf and there's a huge storm out there. There's nothing more fun than to have the rain on top of you,
crazy, though. I mean,
and water underneath you.
I'm dealing with a lightning storm. I don't think surfers are going to be out in that water.
Well, you're right. Not in a lightning storm, but a good rolling thunder and rain.
All right. Well, there you go, guys.
I'm a little crazy, I guess.
A little.
Hey, that's like that one time my husband and I were out riding the motorcycles, and a huge, I mean, the sky just opened up and dropped on us, and we're on this motorcycle, and I'm holding on, and I couldn't do anything but laugh because in 2 seconds, like we hit a wall of freaking rain. There's nothing we could do. There was nowhere we could go. We just had to make it to the house. By the time we got home, you could have wrung our freaking clothes. We were so soaked, and I was laughing. When he got off that motorcycle, he said, "You better be glad there was nowhere to stop because I wanted to choke you back there laughing. There was nothing funny about that freaking rain because you were sitting in the back and you could put your face on my back, but I was having to watch that road while I'm driving you." And I was like, "I'm sorry. I thought it was hilarious."
All right, guys, what do you say we get on out of here?
I say, let's do it.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. If you like us and you like what we do and you want to support us in a fun, tasty way, head on over to flavorjungle.com and check out our one-shots. Or Jen has some one-shots at DIYFlavorChaser.com.
We also have some flavor packs at Bull City.
That's right. We do flavor packs at Bull City. And thank you to our sponsors for Vora. Thank you, Bull City. And Wayne, thanks for having us on your podcast network. And we're just kidding about your dumb palate. We love you.
Yeah.
We love all you guys. Everyone, will see you next week for our chit-chat show. So be thinking of questions, those burning desires that you want to know
and
about.
have a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate this week. Enjoy yourself, spend time with family. This is our last show before the holidays. So I just want to make sure I wished everybody the best.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas.